I haven't heard any of smothered chickens this season. In fact, Daenerys was like trying to tee him up on a smothered chicken, and he's not doing it. I don't know why he's holding so tight to those things.
You don't just give those things out willy nilly. So.
Do you think that they're like this is like an artificial deflation of?
Yes.
It's constraining the supply.
This is like monetary supply.
He's trying to raise the value of
smothered chicken policy.
Smothered chicken, yeah.
Okay. Well, he's seen
quantitative easing of smothered chickens.
Yeah. There's a white paper. Colson, I'll send you this white paper about that. It's now that Jason brings it
up. Quantitative easing of smothered chickens is a fantastic title to the show, but it's really long. So I don't know what to do.
I'll try to organically put it in the next one, and you can. I'll like.
So I was quantitatively eating some chicken last night. No follow-up questions on that.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Yay!
Yeah. So just prepare to.
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect.
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
I got my sweet jerk off with them strings on.
That train is off the track.
Who doesn't love the bouncy castle?
Hitler. Just prepare to. So just prepare to be awash in undebeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. Today is November 20th, 2022, and this is episode 613. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana, I'm your host and former season ticket holder, Joey Gaffrida. This show, we're going to discuss a tragic 3-0 week for the Pacers, including games against Charlotte, Houston, and Orlando. Joining me this week are all three of our analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from the high school home of Jameson Brewer, Silver Spring, Maryland, it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up, Undebeatables? Shout out to my wife, Jill, who helped coordinate an amazing birthday party for a 2-year-old. There were trains and more trains and food and fewer meltdowns than we expected, given the population attending. So, shout out to her, and shout out to sports fans out there. World Cup started today, so even more sports to consume.
Yeah, drink up, World Cup fans. Just not at the games, you know. Yeah. But
so, real quick question:
Only
was this
areas?
Was this? Yeah, exactly. Was this for your child, or did she plan this for another child?
No, it was for our child. Yes.
Shout out, Big 2-0.
2.0.
Yes. 02.
From Asheville, North Carolina, he's our in-house bartender mixing up the drinks in the crappy jingles, John Colson.
What is up, Pacer Nation? What is up, Undebeatables? I'm single as a Pringle, and I'm litty as a titty. Shout out Love is Blind.
From Boise, Idaho, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
Always a tough act to follow. What's going on, fellas? And I shout out this week to water. Got the better Aaron Neesmith in a post-game interview this week.
It definitely did.
I thought he might have injured himself there for a second, but all is well. He was able to recover from a slip on the floor and let us know about how great this Pacers team is.
Yeah, we got a link to this. So Halliburton and who else was it? They just came, poured water on him, and they just slipped on the water. It was pretty great.
Dangerous out there.
It really
Yeah, I'm
is.
glad he's not hurt.
He's out for the season.
I mean, that ball boy did a number on Miles Turner. I wouldn't put anything past anybody. They're big dudes.
They're big dudes. Long way down.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into the show, I'd like to remind you that you can support us, the longest running Pacers podcast, by heading over to the Undebeatables, patreon.com/Undebeatables. You can support us for as little as $1 per month. So, as I mentioned up at the top, this tank is like shooting down enemies is what it's doing. I feel like someone didn't read the manual right, So we had a 3-0 week of basketball here. Look, let me set the stage for you. This is the nightmare scenario, right? So they put together a young team of likable players. They're playing good basketball. It's fun to watch. This is the worst. I hate this. And they, they get down early in these games, and then they come back and win. I don't know. This is not who we are, First game, Wednesday, November 16th at Charlotte. They beat these suckers, 125-116. Halliburton, 22 points, 11 assists. He has just been magical to watch. He's so much fun. And Miles Turner, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. Just a fun team to watch. I hate this. Friday, November 18th at the hapless Houston Rockets. They beat them 99-91. Smith, 10 points, 18 rebounds, 3 blocks.
Rebounds.
Tyrese Halliburton, 19 points, 8 assists. And the second night of a back-to-back, Pacers at home against Orlando. They win this one, 114-113. Nice comeback there. Turner, 20 points, 11 boards. Halliburton, 22 points, 14 assists, 3 boards, or 3 blocks. Man, the Charlotte. So if you're a member of our Slack, you would see the Charlotte game. I think it was the Charlotte game. We started off, or was it? It was the Houston game. We started off terrible.
Yeah.
The Houston game. I got us. Put it in the chat. We had 2 minutes left in the first quarter. We had 6 points. If we come back and win this game, I don't know. Most of the Pacer teams that I've seen, that was it. For many years. So, just a good week of basketball. Colson, what do you take away from this? This is Tankathon. We did some damage to our Tankathon our Tankathon rating this week.
We did, and we kind of knew it was coming. I mean, I think last week we talked about we were going to play poor competition this week. A guy I work with was very excited about Charlotte being competitive in the first half with my Pacers, and it was nice to win that one going away. The Rockets game was brutal to watch. We were bad on all aspects of the game, offensively, defensively, everything was awful, and somehow pulled this one out. And then the Magic game, this is a game we probably should have lost, but slightly more poised down the stretch. It was an interesting week, a week that I think a tanking team would have gone 0-3. I don't think we're a tanking team, Joey. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
It would have been
Yeah,
easy to go 0-3 this week if we'd wanted to
For
do
sure.
it. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't. These teams are trash.
I don't know. The Rockets, you're right. It would have been hard to lose to the Rockets.
We played terrible defense, and they still scored 91.
That was an awful game to watch. It was just disgusting. Yeah.
And I mean, the sad part, I mean, you know, I guess in theory, Charlotte's not supposed to be tanking. But they've won, you know, as of this game, had won. They were 4-12.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bad. And Orlando just seems to be going back to the well to see if they can get some Wembanyama out of it, even though they
They
just
have
had the
Wagner and
just had the
Paolo
number
Banchero.
2 overall or the number one overall.
The number
Yeah.
one pick. Yeah.
Which obviously worked out great because they still suck.
Right. I
Paolo
mean,
was out that game.
what's that?
Paolo did not play.
Oh, Banchero,
against
yeah,
the
was out of
Pacers.
it.
Yeah.
And we still barely won, yeah.
I mean, I think this week goes to show, like, sort of, you know, what we've learned in the NBA over the last few years. I mean, it's always kind of been true, but no team is out of the game, right? The way that the three-point shot has changed the way basketball is played, like a 20-point lead is not what a 20-point lead used to be, right? So the Pacers were able to erase that. And, I mean, they have guys, you know, we're young and, like you said, likable and energetic and naive to the point that, you know, facing a 20-point deficit doesn't discourage us from going out and playing good basketball, good hard basketball, right? That being said, I'm totally with you, Colson. This was dangerously close, or every one of these games was losable. You know what I mean? You know, the Charlotte game was tight all throughout the second half, and then for some reason Charlotte just decided not to play in the last 5 minutes, and so we just...
What do you mean for some reason? They know what they're doing
For
better
the
than we
reason
do.
that we were supposed to be doing it. They
Well,
did.
okay, sure, yeah. But the players on the floor don't typically just, like,
Right.
stop
Sure.
making baskets. And I mean, LaMelo Ball, they got really dinged up. LaMelo Ball
Yeah, he
turned
got
his
hurt.
ankle on a fan in the front row, and that sort of changed the whole momentum for them. My favorite moment from the Rockets game, I think it was the Rockets game, Buddy Hield gets a rebound. There were many rebounds to be had in this game, as we mentioned. But anyway, he gets a rebound, starts to run up the floor, and just runs right into Miles Turner or something like that. Some other Pacer was right in front of him, and he just, like, didn't see him and ran right into him. So lost the ball. Then the Houston guy is right there. He picks it up, goes for the two-handed slam, misses the slam. It was amazing. It was an epic 5 seconds of basketball. And then the Orlando game, the Pacers just put together just enough down the stretch. I mean, yeah, like you said, Joey, Halliburton was transcendent in that game. I mean, he was seeing things that, you know, normal human beings don't see, and making great passes and making great step back clutch, you know, jumpers. And I mean, Orlando was right there and had a shot to win it at the end, and you know, easily could have. They drew up a nice play, it just didn't go in. So yeah, it's a totally fun team to watch.
And Halliburton is the winner of the week, but I also I want to call out Miles Turner. I mean, the guy, we're throwing the ball to him in the post, and he's got post moves now. He's got a little bit of a baby hook. He's choosing to drive into three guys and still hitting it. I've not seen this many dunks from Miles Turner in his career over the last what he's done versus in the last 3 games. He looks like an absolute beast in the post and still hitting 3-pointers. I mean, Halliburton is the story, of course. Mathurin was the story in the previous couple weeks. Mathurin's still been great. He put up 20, I think, in the last game. But I think that Miles Turner being comfortable and developing in the post is what's leading us to wins this week.
I mean, Turner is, so far this season, through 10 games that he's played, averaging career highs in points, rebounds, shooting percentage, 3-point shooting percentage, and free throw percentage, and free throw attempts. He's getting to the line 6.5 times a game.
What?
Which is
what we asked for him his entire
basically
career?
double his previous high.
Yeah, feels like more than that.
In his career. Yeah.
He's been amazing. He's been everything we've asked him to be for the last 3 or 4 years, essentially. You know, we gave him a lot of patience in the first 2 years. He was so good and kind of ahead of everything. And then his third year, he wasn't great, and we started trying to trade him, you know? I feel like he's kind of becoming the player we always wanted.
His dunks have been, like, authoritative, too.
Angry
Rebounding.
dunks.
He's going out and getting, like, tough rebounds in traffic. That's the
what
thing
I
to me
like.
that it's just like...
Yeah.
Where-
2 double
where has
doubles
this
this
been?
week. I know.
And he's
It's like a different
calling
guy.
he's calling for the ball in the post, and because Halliburton's his point guard, he's getting it and he's doing stuff with it.
I think he has 6 double-doubles in his 10 games. Averaging 9 rebounds a game, which is astronomical for him. And it should be noted, it's not that he's getting more minutes. He's getting actually less minutes than he's got the last 2 seasons. So, yeah, it's opportunity, right? I mean, now that Sabonis is not on the floor full-time, he's clearly the big on the floor.
Yeah, but he's also been alone at other points in his career. And
Sure.
it just feels like he's developed into something. He's figuring something out. And also, maybe he has the right point guard.
It's also a
Or
contract.
maybe it's a contract year.
Yeah, contract. Also, maybe the right coach. Like I did want to say something about Carlisle this week. Like, you know, I think I've been the hardest on him as an analyst, being like, I'm not sure he's as good as everybody says he is, and our defense sucks and our offense sucks, and is Carlisle really one of the coaches that matters? Yeah, exactly.
Nailed it.
But I just watching this week, he called all the right timeouts. It just seemed like the guys.
He got kicked out of the right games.
Yeah, exactly. The guys were motivated at the right times. The right guys were getting the basketball at the right place. And I know part of that is Halliburton, but I really do believe that that's a lot of. Every time I start to feel like it's falling apart, the right move is made by the coaching staff. I really was impressed this week. So, because these were very losable games. If we were trying to lose, we could have easily lost these. So.
Yeah, what happened with that? He got tossed out of it was the Houston game, right?
It was in the first half. That one I think was more of the team had started off slow again, and they needed a kick in the butt, and so he picked something mildly controversial to show the team that he's got their back, and he's gonna go. He'll be in the lounge if you need him. So.
Actually, you can't get to him if you.
But yeah, he was tossed. Early. I think if you heard me earlier this year, I was like, yeah, Carlisle's great. I think he's doing a good job. Was that a good impersonation of me?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it was great. It was very impressive.
I think he's doing a great job with the team, and also getting the guys, all the guys burn that we want, get them playing time out there for the folks that need to see some time on the floor to get those minutes. Just quickly, TJ McConnell's numbers have been like he's been kind of like he's been there, but like his numbers have been low. Like everything's low. Do you think he just doesn't fit into this fast team, or what do you guys feel like? Jason, do you think that McConnell's like disappeared out there, or do you feel like he's still just kind of playing his game?
No, I think he's still doing McConnell things. I think maybe his minutes are a bit down. I haven't looked at the actual numbers, but he is really not looking at the basket at all. So I'm sure his scoring is way down, but he's still creating things for other guys. And I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but played some game, and the other announcers were super mad because guys were going for ball fakes on TJ McConnell, and the announcer was just like, he's not going to shoot. What are you doing? And he was just carving them up and like getting. I think TJ McConnell's fine, and he's doing good things.
Yeah, no, I
Pesky is that right?
I think Halliburton is just so good. Like he's getting tons of minutes, so his McConnell's
Well, and
minutes
also-
get shrunk. Yeah.
Yeah, and also Niemhart, right? Like, I mean, this kid, our rookie, is playing. He starts for us, but he's playing a point guard role. He plays better defense, and he's also making really smart decisions. Yeah, no, I think McConnell is perfect. I think he's great on this team. He's doing what he needs to do. He bothers. He's pesky to the other team. On defense, and he makes the right pass on offense. Yeah, he's a coach's son. I think he's perfect at, whatever 15, 20 minutes we're giving him. His numbers might be down, but I think he still provides the same thing he provided last year. We just don't need him as much, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, he's down per 36 a bit, but, I mean, the big thing is, he's down 30% in minutes because Halliburton's just too good to take off the floor.
Right.
But,
And they keep trying to win.
No, I think...
You do have to give the coach and, the other players as well, who are the veterans, for credit for all the improvement that these young guys are making. Obviously, they feel comfortable out there and look awfully good. So it says that's certainly good on the coaching staff and, guys like McConnell who take that kind of responsibility upon themselves to help these young kids along.
Yeah, and Harper, you talked about the D. Smith moment with the him slipping on the water was based on him getting the interview after the game, in this Magic game. It was a career high. He had at least 4 3-pointers. I think he had 17 points, something like that. We've talked about him being drafted as a shooter, and he's not been that because he's just been bad at shooting. But he clearly has the skill, and like that's if this develops, if this becomes a thing, I'm guessing 60 wins for this team.
Yeah, Neesmith 5 of 8 in that game, but importantly 4 of 4 from the line. Canned a couple of clutch free throws to put that thing on ice for us.
Right.
Before doing just enough on the defensive end to keep the ball out of the net on Orlando's side. You got to remember too that we're doing all this without Duarte, right?
Right.
At least ostensibly a starter for us.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that those 2 free throws you mentioned came after like a tremendous effort to get an offensive rebound, and then an even more tremendous effort to flail wildly in the midst of zero contact to get himself to the line.
Very impressive.
Veteran moves right there.
That's right.
Exactly.
You can't tell me T.J. McConnell's not putting his fingerprints on this team.
That's right. But yeah, no, I've been impressed with his level of activity sort of throughout the year.
Yeah, he's a worker.
He gets after it every game in the minutes that he gets.
So the guy that I'm supposed to be watching the most, Isaiah Jackson, his numbers keep going down. The minutes keep going down. And it partly because Jalen Smith and Miles Turner are playing so well. But he's still very active. He's still getting lots of dunks. I thought he's been great. He just is not, when you look at his numbers, you go, well, this isn't the future of the franchise, sort of thing. But I think he's perfect for this team right now. Again, Niemhart, another guy who had a really nice week, and then I think in the Magic game had 0 points. It's like he's making a lot of right decisions as a rookie. And you go, well, maybe he's not the future of the franchise, but he's perfect for this team right now. Like, there's just a lot of guys that are filling their roles, and it's been really fun. I think this means it's a cohesive locker room, and I think it's a well-coached team. It's yeah, Joey, you're in trouble, buddy. You're in trouble, Joe. If you want taking, this is not happening.
So I guess we've entered the post-tank era.
Yeah, it was fun while it
lasted.
Oh, okay. Also, one more before we leave. Jalen Smith got 18 rebounds. We mentioned that. There was this is something I remember very specifically as a Pacer fan from the early 90s. Dale Davis used to go in and give us 10 and 10 every night. I just remember he just what he did. That was his job, right? He was the starting power forward. He gave you 10 and 10. And there was a game in which he got 18 or 19 or 20 rebounds. It was the first time he'd ever done it. It was like 6 more rebounds than he'd ever had. And something changed for him. It was almost like the sky was the limit. And suddenly he wasn't just giving you 7 to 10 rebounds anymore. He was giving you, 10 to 16 or 14 to 18. Like there was a number that he didn't have in his head, and once he got it in his head, it changed. And I wonder if this 18 rebounds by Jalen Smith will already put him in that headspace. I'm rooting for that.
I mean, could be, but we're going to have to play a lot more teams that shoot as poor as the Houston Rockets do.
God, that game
They
sucked
shot
so bad.
33.7% from the floor that game. So
That was a miserable game. Is it because they play such good defense? Is that why it was so bad?
it's exactly what it is. Yeah, against the number 2 offense in the league, I mean,
What? What does that mean?
What do you mean? Oh, you mean because the Pacers play such good defense?
No, we're the number 2 offense in the league? What does that mean?
Yeah, isn't that what Joey said?
Yeah, that was what Clifford, the Big Red Coach, said about us.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That's not
after
real
we
stats,
waxed
though.
them.
Oh, no.
Put up 116 a game.
We're number 2 in the East. We're number 3 in the league.
Okay, I was way off.
Sorry. I mean, I think this is why we can't trust Clifford, the Big Red Coach, because he just throws out stuff as though they're true, and then you have to go check it on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. It also depends on the metric, I guess, that you use, right? Anywho.
Sure, he's probably using a better metric than I am.
Yeah, one that we don't even have access to.
Like
yeah, somehow
Yeah,
coaches.
it's probably the one that's on the paid version of Basketball Reference, which we have no way to get to.
Yeah, only Freemasons have access to that.
That's right.
Ooh. Oh, you should have told me. Let me get my card.
Oh. Joe, you're not supposed to admit that on
If
the
they give
pod.
you a card, that's the fake Freemasons.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say cut that out no, we're good. I'm fine. And I'm a stonemason. That's what it was.
Okay.
Right, stonecutter.
Stonecutter. Thank you.
As easy as last week was, competition-wise, this is the time of year where the tides turn, my friends, and we are getting ready to embark on what we discussed as the toughest part of the schedule coming up. So this week, 4 games, starting Monday, hosting the Orlando Magic, who are going to be very angry and coming at us. Wednesday, hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are not nearly as good as they thought they would be. Friday, hosting the Kyrie full Brooklyn Nets. It seems like he's come back.
He's back, baby.
I think he's back tonight.
He apologized to the Jews. He's back, baby.
Sort of.
And then
he walked it back a little bit,
Kyrie to ring apology.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, November 27th, we start our 7-game road swing playing the Los Angeles Clippers. That is a matinee game, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock West Coast time. I'm guessing baby races are going to be happening, so tune in.
Did you hear Paul George tweaked his ankle? He may not be available for that game, so we'll see.
I think he just always
Kawhi's-
tweaks his ankle right before our games.
Exactly.
Is he worried about getting water on his head after the game, but in a less fun way?
I don't know what that means. The less fun water?
People angrily chuck stuff out.
Okay. So
Doesn't it happen to
I'm
him every game.
that didn't sound that scary to me, honestly. The way this team is playing, I'm guessing 3 in 1 week.
Ooh. Moses.
I'm not
I think we're
afraid.
looking at a 500 week, personally. I'll take that one.
Going 2-2.
Yep.
I'm holding out hope here. I think we can turn this around. We can right this ship and go winless.
Hmm.
All right, well, that leaves me the sweep 4-0. Tank time's over. Time to get to work.
Boo. Boo.
Now, I did get a write-in from fan of the show, Mike Morrow. He says there's no reason that you guys have to all pick different numbers on your predictions. He understands why we do it during.
Oh, so ties are okay during the regular season?
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. He was like, yeah.
No, that's not true. That's just false.
Yeah.
He understood why we did it during like playoff stuff and all that stuff, but he thinks during the regular season it doesn't matter. I think he wants to do math and have us figure out who wins our predictions. That sounds like too much work. So
Sounds like he just signed up for something.
I'm out. But if he wants to create a spreadsheet, then it's all good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back on Thursday to talk about some topics in depth. And I don't know. I felt so confident before this season started. Before Tyrese Halliburton has unleashed his joy on this team, I was feeling good.
This joy's really bringing you down.
It's eating me up inside, keeping me up at night. You can find us on, assuming it's still up, on Twitter.com. We are at Undebeatables. This site will live forever. Facebook.com/The Undebeatables. Our website, TheUndebeatables.com, is where you can find us on the internets, with the contact form there, and email. Shout out at TheUndebeatables.com. And our website /store is where you can find just a smidge of small Undebeatable t-shirts.
For the architect Denny Walsh and our once and always Hall of Fame coach, Bobby Sicklinard. Turn out the lights, the party's over. So I got to listen to... I'm actually very excited about this. I just learned this. I can listen to the Indiana radio over League Pass. And I listened to that last night, and man, is Mark Boyle still the best in the biz. He's got Eddie Gill with him instead of Slick Leonard, so it's, not as great, but man, Mark Boyle is still at the top of his game. So, shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out indeed.
He's the best.